You thought we were done? From creating custom t-shirts in the neighborhood, to earning the Terminal 23 My Court in my career, all the way to the game intros that made every year feel special. 2K has removed some of the best parts of the game, and this is 10 more things we wish 2K never removed.
I love little Michael.
Number 10.
At number 10, we have game intros. There was a time when loading up 2K actually felt exciting. Before you even got to the main menu, 2K would hit you with an intro that pulled you in instantly, and it made loading up the new 2K each year feel special. Whether it was LeBron giving you a motivational speech,
basketball isn't easy,
a cinematic intro hyping up Michael Jordan,
This guy stinks!
Are you ready?
or a guy simply rapping about his favorite sport.
Basketball!
Those intros were a small thing that went a long way into giving this game life, but these made the game feel so much more special and got you excited to play the game. It made every year feel fresh, like you were stepping into something completely new, not just another 2K. In today's games, you just load straight into the menu with no build-up, no excitement, and the most you get is an ad for the newest pack in My Team. It might seem stupid and small, but it made you excited to step into a new experience, and the sad truth is that 2K removed this for absolutely no reason. And game intros were awesome, but what we have next, most people straight up forgot about this at
Number 9.
At number 9, we have Legend Training Camps. There was a time in 2K where if you wanted to get better at a certain skill, you didn't just buy boosts or complete some random quests, you actually had the option to go and train with legends. And the crazy part, it was pretty cheap. Each training camp was around 150 to 600 VC, but there was a catch. You could only do 2 of these per season, so you had to choose wisely. But it was pretty simple. You'd pick the legends based on whatever you wanted to improve, like Magic Johnson would give you +5 to passing, Michael Jordan would help you with your layups and dunks, and each legend had their own drills that fit their playstyle. If you were able to complete the drills, you got the rewards. But the thing that made this so cool is it made the experience feel more realistic. NBA players always work out with legends in the offseason, so when 2K decided to add this, it just made sense. It wasn't some game-changing feature, but it made the game feel more authentic and more memorable. And then of course, 2K just got rid of it for absolutely no reason. And thinking about it now, it would definitely be cool if they added this back, but with how 2K prices stuff today, it would probably be like 10,000 VC per training camp. And we can't talk about small things that made the game more memorable without mentioning what we have at
Number 8.
At number 8, we have the Nike Plus dunk replays and the Sprite Slam Cam. If you played 2K back in the day, you know dunking used to feel special. The Nike Plus dunk replays would pop up and literally show how high your vertical was on that dunk. In order to get these replays in my career, you had to be wearing Nike ID shoes, but little things like this made you actually excited to get your shoe deal because it felt special and it wasn't just another endorsement. And again, it may sound small now, but these gave my career games that extra excitement it needed and had you sitting there watching a dunk replay just to see how high your player got up. But then we also had the Sprite Slam Cam, and this one showed how much that dunk boosted the crowd's intensity. It made postering a CPU with a contact dunk feel like it was more than it actually was. The screen shook, the camera zoomed, and the crowd meter popped up letting you know just how crazy that dunk was. And as far as dunking now, the most excitement you get is the same commentary line that we've heard for about a decade now. The commentator sounding like he's having a stroke after you just had a rim grazer. And these also made you want to play things like My Career for fun, not just badges. But of course, for no good reason, these were taken out as well. And dunk replays are one thing, but what 2K removed next straight up took away your ability to ask for more VC at
Number 7.
At number 7, we have negotiating your contract in My Career. Back when My Career actually felt like it was your career and not just a fixed storyline, free agency actually had you sitting at the negotiation screen, fighting with 3 teams who wanted to sign you. And the whole time, you were asking for more VC, more minutes, or both. If you felt like you weren't getting paid enough VC, you could straight up ask the team to pay you more VC. But also, if you got too greedy and kept asking for more VC, that's when they would slowly lose interest and back out of the deal. This wasn't some big dramatic feature, it was one simple screen that made the game feel way more realistic than any cutscene ever could. And most importantly, it rewarded you for actually playing the game. But sadly, this is just another feature 2K took away for really no good reason. But hey, maybe that extra 500 VC a game was really hurting their profits. And negotiating your contract made us lose out on extra VC, but what 2K removed next took away one of the coolest features we've ever had at
Number 6.
At number 6, we have the custom t-shirt creator. This one is actually kind of funny because it was honestly one of the coolest features we've ever had. But let's be real, the community definitely played a part in ruining this. You used to be able to hop on 2K, upload your own images, and make custom t-shirts for the whole park. People made all types of shirts, and honestly, it added a lot of personality to the game. But of course, it didn't take long before people started uploading explicit images and putting them on t-shirts, so 2K really had no choice but to take this away. But I also know that there were so many glitches and workarounds that let you get your shirts for free, so I'm sure 2K also was getting super annoyed about losing money on this. Back then, you could create your own, buy other people's, and even vote on the best design, and it actually felt like a community feature. And unless 2K finds a way to censor explicit images, or find a way to slap microtransactions on this, it's probably never coming back. But honestly, maybe this is what the community needs. A bunch of dudes walking around in a Bonnie Blue t-shirt. And making your own shirt was absolutely fire. But what if I told you 2K had you going on hot air balloon rides with NBA players at
Number 5.
At number 5, we have Connections in My Career. The system was simple, but once again, it made the mode feel alive. You weren't just grinding My Career games, you were hanging out with other NBA players and doing some of the most random things ever, like washing your truck with Al Horford, or even going on a hot air balloon ride with Chris Bosh. But the fact that these were so hilariously unpredictable, that's what made it fun. You'd get messages from legends, NBA players, and even celebrities. And depending on who you choose to spend time with, that's how you'd unlock different rewards, jerseys, and other connections.
Hey guys, I'm Rachel and I'm here with Freak today.
And the reward everyone was chasing this year was the Terminal 23 MyCourt, which you got from Michael Jordan. And to this day, that might still be the coolest MyCourt we've ever got. And the fact that we actually had to earn it made it feel even more special because not everyone had it. They had connections in 2K17 as well, and you still even got a new MyCourt, but they weren't as good as 2K16 because the game had a lot of issues, and for some people, certain connections weren't showing up. And this was a big deal because they started hiding important rewards behind connections, like getting the jump shot creator from Coach K. So if it didn't pop up for you, you're just out of luck. Connections weren't perfect, but they gave My Career a fun reason to keep playing, and it was one of those features you don't really realize how much you miss until you look back and think. 2K really doesn't give us stuff like this anymore. And connections were awesome, but what 2K removed next made playing the game super inconvenient at
Number 4.
At number 4, we have spawn points. If you've played 2K and Next Gen and had to run around the city, then you already know how clutch spawn points were, especially for the people who only play certain modes, because instead of having to load into the city, you could simply just load right into that game mode. If you only play Rec, you could spawn right into the lobby, and all you had to do was walk right through the doors. You didn't have to waste your time getting in your go-kart to make it there. And the dumbest part is when they had spawn points in 2K22, in order to get them, you had to do a quest for ATM. You had to travel 25 miles in the city. But to this day, it still makes zero sense why they would remove something like spawn points, because they know not everyone likes the city, and spawn points makes it much more convenient for those players. But who knows, maybe they just want everyone to be riding around in go-karts. And spawn points made the city a lot easier to deal with, but what 2K removed next actually gave you an incentive to keep playing Park at
Number 3.
At number 3, we have Park badges and animations. Believe it or not, Park used to actually feel special, and you'd unlock things that you could only use in Park, like Park size-ups, Park passes, and Park dunks. But that wasn't all you could get, because 2K also had something called Park badges, and you would earn these by completing objectives in the park. For example, if you were a bone collector, you had to break over 100 people's ankles. But that's what made these so special, is because they weren't easy to unlock. But if you had Park Bully or Bone Collector, you were basically him. And the things you could do with the Park animations just made the game so much more fun. You'd be doing some ridiculous dribble moves using the Park size-ups, or you could put on the Park passes and throw some ridiculous flashy passes, and these just made the park feel like its own experience. And oh yeah, those Park dunks were actually insane. I mean, they'd get blocked all the time, and you'd keep telling yourself that you're gonna take them off, but you never did, because when they actually worked, they looked insane. And I mean, back then they even had a My Park Championship, where the winner got a brand new park, which kept the mode exciting throughout the whole year. But sadly, like most enjoyable things that aren't centered around VC, 2K removed all of these, and now Park feels nothing like it once did. And trying to grind a top rep just feels pointless, because most people at the top are just cheating anyway. And when we talk about special things in 2K, we can't forget about what we have at
Number 2.
So get ready. This should be a lot of fun.
At number 2, we have Legend Challenges. There was a time when 2K didn't just give us a My Career story, they gave us a chance to step in the shoes of an NBA legend and relive their history. In 2K11, we had the Jordan Challenges, and they had you reliving all of his best moments. Then in 2K14, they gave us one of the best versions of this we've ever had, and that was called Path to Greatness. That's where you controlled LeBron's future and decided whether you wanted to stay in Miami to try and build a dynasty, or you can choose the fantastic journey where LeBron ends up on the Knicks. Either way, the goal was to try and beat Michael Jordan's 6 rings. 2K has brought us versions of this back, like the Mamba Challenges in 2K24, and the Jordan Challenges in 2K23. Back then, these modes were just another great mode that you could get lost in. I stumbled upon a guy who's been playing Path to Greatness mode for 10 years, and he just finally finished the mode with 99 stars.
Thank you for your passion and for loving this game.
And 2K just honestly honestly never has offline modes like this anymore, and it's sad to think about because at one point offline modes helped make these games so great. And before we get to number 1, we just have a couple quick honorable mentions. Number jump shots. High School 1, jump shot 70, base 98, the list honestly just goes on and on. These things just hit different, especially back in the day when you had a jumper for park and one for rec. But for some reason, 2K removed these numbered jump shots, and many of us had been using those jump shots for years. And for our last honorable mention,
Hey guys, I'm Rachel and welcome to NBA 2K TV.
this one is more of a memory than even asking for it back, and I just felt like she definitely deserves some respect because she really used to have dudes sitting there watching 2K TV with a smile. And she somehow not only made 2K TV worth watching, but also made it relevant in the first place. And that alone is quite the accomplishment. And a lot of players may have had a crush on Rachel Demita, but something that got them even more excited is what we have at
Number 1.
At number 1, we have the original dunk contest. Back in the day, the dunk contest in 2K was one of the most fun modes in the game. And if you played back then, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. Because up until 2K11, you could hop on Blacktop, load up the dunk contest, and then get super creative. And this mode was just so ahead of its time. I mean, they even had introductions.
The 2003 numero uno pick in the draft, LeBron James.
Even if you had to play by yourself, it was still tons of fun. And that's simply because the computer was even challenging to beat. And you could do some pretty crazy stuff. You could go out there, jump over a bench, throw a fan out of the way, bring out props, jump over cars, barrels, tires. There was so many crazy options. And if you failed your dunk, it didn't just make you stumble. You would just fall all over the objects. And let's just say it's a good thing the injuries weren't on in this mode.
Time's running low. Oh, that's gotta hurt.
This mode also had a street ball announcer,
Half man, half amazing.
and the king chairs that you sit in while you wait to dunk. And this honestly was one of the best additions 2K's ever made to the game. But sadly, like all great things, it had to come to an end. The dunk contest was one of those modes you play when you were bored and somehow end up spending hours trying to win. And like I said, some of the early dunk contests were so challenging that people still go back and try and win them to this day. But like most offline modes that made this game fun, 2K removed it for no reason. And that is 10 more things we wish 2K never removed.
Sharing this journey with you has made my life complete, and I love you all dearly.
And in case you guys forgot, stay saucy.
Ever since I can remember, I've been popping my collar,